One of my subscribers sent me a DM, and she was a bit confused. She had watched my video on critical analysis simplified, and then the video I did on how to critique a research article, and then she was confused as per the relationship between critiquing an article and then critical analysis, and she was kind of mixing it up together, so I had to clarify. So I felt that this might also be the case with some other people, and I just thought it best to come here and then clarify it. So in today's video, I've got your best interest at heart. So in today's video, we're going to examine critical analysis and critiquing an article together. Like, we're going to put it side by side, understand the similarities and the differences so we don't get confused. So if that sounds like what you want to listen to right now, then keep watching. Welcome back. So before we get into the video proper, tap on the like button, tap on the subscribe button, turn on your bell notification, help your girl out here, okay? All right, so let's dive right into this topic and let me explain what I mean by critical analysis and critiquing an article. Like, are they the same? Are they different? So first, I want you to understand that the two are different entities. They are not the same. They are related, yes, but they are not the same. Critical analysis, let me start with critical analysis now, and then I'll put them side by side, contains several factors, several things like differences, similarities, different school of thought. I've listed all this out in my previous videos, so make sure to check them out. Different school of thought, then you can use a phrase bank for it. Do you understand? You can use a phrase bank. So if you don't know what I mean by a phrase bank, I will leave a link in my description box where I would reference, I will leave a link to the free phrase bank that I have and also the paid version. These are phrases that you can use to denote critical analysis and also to bring arguments into your work. So what critical analysis does is, when you're writing an essay, you are asked to put in critical analysis, and that's because they want you to bring in different school of thought. They want you to bring in several arguments, good or bad. It doesn't mean bad. Just make sure you watch that previous video. I don't want to be repeating the same thing that I have said before. So watch my previous video on critical analysis. But basically what it means is bringing in several arguments or several reasons into an essay. That is like the baseline summary, at least. Then critiquing an article, on the other hand, is such that you take just one article now, for example, pick an article up, and then you critique it. How do you do this? There are tools that you can use to critique an article. One of them I mentioned in my previous video as well. I've done two videos now on how to critique an article. I did one qualitative and one quantitative. So make sure to check them out if you're interested. So one of the tools, one major tool that I know that people use, that researchers use, is the CASP tool. I'll leave a link in the description box as well so that you can get access to it. So what this tool does, or what you do when you're critiquing an article, is to check through the article. Okay, is the abstract all right? The introduction, does it follow the topic? Is there a justification for the research? Was there bias? The methodology used, was it appropriate? Those are the things you check out for when you are critiquing an article. So now, how do the two, critical analysis and critiquing an article, how do they match? What's the correlation between them? Because now for critical analysis, you use phrase bank to at least get some words that you can use to denote. For critiquing an article, you use tools like CASP tools. So what's the correlation? Now, this is where I think most of you are mixing it up. When you critique an article, you can bring your critique from an article and impute it into your essay as a form of critical analysis. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. Please don't get confused. So what this means is, if I am defending a particular notion, So let me give an example just off of my head. The data, whatever data I give right now is not the correct one. I'm just fabricating it. So if I am bringing in an argument about, say, diabetes, and I say that consuming refined sugar contributes to diabetes, and that has been backed up by a study done by maybe me, a study done by me, and I found out that people who consumed refined sugar ended up having diabetes. That's you backing up your statement with data. Now, where the two merge is this. When you're now bringing in that, still on that particular article now, you now go in and then you want to critique within the essay. Then you say something like, so while you checked through the article, at least you looked through the articles, check their methodology, then you now put it there that, okay, it was found that those who consumed refined sugar had diabetes. However, it is worth noting that these people were also consuming carbohydrates, which, when broken down, results in sugar as well. And this was not accounted for in the article or in the research. So what have you done? You have critiqued that research by telling us that even though this was their finding, even though this was what was found out, that those who consume sugar, I'm going slowly so that you don't get confused. The finding was those who consume extrinsic refined sugar, like sugar that you put inside food, refined sugar, have diabetes. However, that same study did not take into account the carbohydrate that is being consumed by the subjects or the participants in the study. So in a way, the research was somewhat biased. And you know, when you're talking of bias, when you're querying a methodology, you're critiquing that particular article. But you now bring in that section of that critiquing now and put it into your essay. So it makes it a form of critical analysis. Do you understand? But that on its own is not you critiquing the entire article. So when you're critiquing an entire article, you start from the introduction, the abstract, everything, list it out. It doesn't have to be bad things. It could be good, worth noting that, oh, they did this, which means that whatever was found out is valid. You get, like, they used this particular tool, meaning that what was measured, maybe they used this fig, meaning that the BP they measured is valid because fig is the standardized way of measuring the BP. Do you understand? So that way you're critiquing an article like that. You go from the abstract to the introduction all the way down, positive, negative. That is how you critique an article. But when you take a section of that article, just one section, and you use it as a backup for an argument that you're making in an essay, then you're imputing critical analysis. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. Critiquing an article is like a big chunk. Then when you now take a tiny portion of that critiquing in an article, like a tiny portion of that critiquing in an article, and you put it into your essay, it becomes a form of critical analysis. I think that's the easiest way I can break it down. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So if you understand me and you think you're getting the point, could you please put it in the comment section that you absolutely understand the differences, or just put in your own words how you think you understood what I am trying to communicate to you right now. Okay guys, I hope you have liked and subscribed so far though. So in summary, what I have clarified is this. We have critical analysis, we have critiquing an article. When you take a portion of your critiquing an article, now in quotes, when you take a portion of it and you impute it into your essay as a backup statement or a negating statement, or to further buttress your point, then you're imputing critical analysis into that essay. So a tiny bit of your critiquing an article in your essay forms your critical analysis. So you get how they are intertwined, but at the same time, they are not the same thing. So that's why I think it might get a bit confusing. But I hope that so far now, you can understand fully when I say critical analysis and when I say critiquing an article. So guys, I hope you've liked, I hope you've subscribed, I hope you enjoyed this video. Not just enjoying it, but I hope that you got the message. Alright guys, if you have any problem, any question, any query, my email is open and it's in the description box. And don't forget, I am your favorite thesis coach. So if you have your dissertation or your thesis and you're struggling, you know where to find me, and let's get you sorted. All right guys, and even if it's your coursework or assignment as well, you know where to find me. All right guys, so till I see you again in my next video, make sure you put a smile on somebody's face. Be kind guys. Love and peace. Bye.